Carson, here it is, capturing the lead in this new national poll for the first time over Donald Trump. The latest CBS News New York Times poll showing Carson has the lead now with 26% support. He has a 4-point lead over Trump. Joining me now is Encima. I'm sorry, I'm out of it this morning. I think it's 6:30 in the morning, too, by the way. Former Deputy Assistant Treasury Secretary David Malpass, by the way. David, great to have you here on. I want to get to this breaking news right away. What do you make of Dr. Ben Carson taking over Trump in the polls?
Yeah, hi, Sandra. Good morning. And Dagen, look, it's huge because, you know, momentum builds, fundraising builds. Trump is having the problem of having his foot in his mouth quite often. And so people are having to evaluate, would you rather have a president with humility or a president that doesn't have humility?
It's interesting you point that out because this is, and I want to go through this here because here's Dr. Carson, 4-point lead over Donald Trump. This poll just out. Single digits for Marco Rubio, Jeb Bush, and Carly Fiorina still in the top 5 there. But Carson and Trump seem to be pulling away the field. The margins are still pretty big there at Carson-Trump over the rest of the other candidates.
Right, but these are national polls. You know, the primary is state by state. And so I don't think they mean a whole lot now other than this concept of momentum. It causes people to take a look at the new guys. So each of the lower ranked ones want to be in the public eye, let people look at them.
You mentioned the primary state by state. Well, I'll point out Trump holds second place in Iowa. Dr. Ben Carson has now won 3 of the last 4 major polls in the state of Iowa, and this coming on the heels of these controversial comments that we aired going into this clip. You were there for a reaction of Donald Trump and his comments about women and burqas, saying they're easier to wear, aren't they?
He really has to stop talking about women and their looks. Also, you know, in Iowa, he's been talking about corn, and that's a really dangerous topic. So this is, I think, you know, candidates need to stay on their message, and he's not doing it. Jeb's message,
his message is, look at me, I'm Donald Trump. Yeah. And you know what I wonder is, what is this guy going to say when he starts feeling threatened, when he starts looking like a loser and falls to second, third, and fourth place?
I
think he's going to say even more outrageous.
We've already heard when he feels threatened because he referred to the media as horrible scum because people have been reporting on polls where he isn't leading, and so that's how it's easy to make fun of the media, less easy with women, but I think he's actually being hurt by the epic amount of media coverage when earlier it was helping him greatly.
Right, I think John's got it. He just wants people to look at him. So here we are talking about him rather than, and the nation has this giant debt problem, spending problem,
and you talk about
problem.
The money angle of this. In one of his most recent tweets in the last 24 hours, Donald Trump tweeted out all presidential candidates should immediately disavow their super PACs. They're not only breaking the spirit of the law, but the law itself.
Well, that works for him because he's made a lot of money. He was, you know, he was lucky when he was born with a father that made him a big loan, and then he's made a lot of luck. So he's got the money to do it. The others probably don't.
So we had a story in the paper the other day saying that he's done his own share of fundraising. So he's not pure on that front either.
And we've got this debate coming up tomorrow night that'll be focused on the. Do you think that's an opportunity for Carly Fiorina to get back her mojo?
Sure, and she comes across well on the national stage, as we saw in the last debate. So they all have a chance now to stand up to Trump, give their message, and see what he's got. Now, one issue is he's on certain issues been pretty good. I've been happy to see him saying that the Fed shouldn't be at 0% interest rate. And, you know, it's a good one because it's a rich guy saying, look, it benefits me. I'm rich. The Fed has the rate set for my benefit. They should stop. So that's a pretty good line for him.
And real quick, your reaction to the White House and congressional leaders reaching this tentative budget deal.
I wanted them to use the debt limit, and I've wanted this for some years, to actually restrain spending. The concern here is that they're basically having a blowout.
They're breaking the budget caps.
They're breaking the caps. Yeah. Each part of Congress gets the spending that they want, and they all agree to add it to the national debt.
They all like to spend, don't they? As long as it's in their interest.
Right. Very hard. I think there's only one way forward for them to see that the debt limit actually works to make more debt. So they really need to rewrite it. They keep avoiding that. The debt limit was written in World War I when the government wanted much more debt. That's the purpose of the debt limit.
The message today is see you after the election.
Yeah.
No one wants to deal with it before the election.
David Malpass, really great getting your perspective this morning.
Good to see you,
Thanks
Sandra.
for being here bright and early. Well, a quick reminder.